Okay, StudyLink 8.2. Question number 1. A science museum requires 3 adult chaperones for every 15 students. They want to know how many chaperones are needed for a group of 125 students. Let's start by finding the unit rate. So how many students per adult does there need to be? If we have 3 over 15, if we can figure out that means that 1 adult for every 5 students. So if we write that over here, 1 adult for every 5 students. So that means that if there's going to be 125 students, we just have to figure out what do we have to do to get from 5 to 125, and that's multiply by 25. So if I do the same thing up here, 1 times 25 is 25. So a group of 125 students would need 25 adult chaperones. This deli that they talk about in question 2 sells 30 salads for every 48 sandwiches. At this rate, what will they sell? How many salads will they sell for every 64 sandwiches? Well, if we just try and find the unit rate and do 30 divided by 48, that doesn't come out to a whole number, so it's a little bit tricky to deal with. But if you notice, we're trying to figure out what happens if they sell 64 sandwiches. These are both divisible by 8. If we start by, so what I want to get this to is get this to 8. And notice I could divide both of these by 6. If I do that, that's going to give me 30 divided by 6 is 5, 48 divided by 6 is 8. So now I have 5 salads for every 8 sandwiches. From there, I can just see, to get from here to here, from 8 to 64, I multiply by 8. So I can also multiply here by 8, and that gives me 40. So for every 64 sandwiches, they will sell 40 salads. Tanya's car gets 240 miles for every 10 gallons of gas. How many gallons of gasoline will the car need to travel 216 miles? Well, if we think about 240 and 10, that's the same as 24 miles per gallon. And so if I want to get from 24 miles to 216 miles, I can do a little math, a little division, and I can see that 24 times 9 will get me to 216, because 216 divided by 24 is 9. So I multiply by 9, so that means that Tanya's car needs 9 gallons of gas to travel that 216 miles. Finally, there's 60.96 centimeters in 2 feet. How many centimeters are in 1 yard? So we have to figure out and know that there's 3 feet in 1 yard. You have to know that first of all. So we're going to end up looking for 3 feet. If we find the unit rate here, 60.96 in 2 feet, in 1 feet, that will be 30.48. So to get from 1 to 3, I multiply by 3, so I just take 30.48 times 3, and that gives me 91.44. So there are 91.44 centimeters in 1 yard. I'll do a separate video for the 3 division problems at the bottom just so it doesn't get too long.